Hi, my name is Mark Etzel. I'm the CEO of Galaden. At Galaden, we're innovators in the area of specialty food protein manufacture. Specialty food protein is a hot market. It's a $41 billion market, and it's growing fast. You've probably heard of things like the Impossible Burger and Beyond Meat, pea protein, and some of the plant proteins, and these are driving a lot of the growth in this market. This plant protein market is a $29 billion market. However, the technology used to make plant proteins is ancient. It's the same technology that was used to make tofu hundreds or thousands of years ago. It uses a lot of water. It uses 400 pounds of water for every pound of protein that's produced. And all that water has to be eventually removed because the manufacturers buy a dry protein powder. The filter technology that's used to remove all that water is developed in the 1970s, and it's slow, and it wastes about 5 billion pounds of perfectly edible food protein because it's not efficient. Galaden has a better way. Galaden is a spin-out from UW-Madison, and Galaden's technology innovates by improving the filters for specialty food protein manufacture. Galaden doesn't make the filters. Galaden supplies the technology, the R&D, the inventor involvement, and the patent and license for a filter manufacturer to innovate in what's really become a stagnant marketplace. Galaden's filters are smarter, faster, and better. 5 times faster. And that means that it takes us less time and less energy and less labor and less water and wastewater in order to process the food protein. And that all adds up to a lot of cost savings. Galaden uses negatively charged filters to concentrate the specialty food protein. The old technology is shown on the left-hand side of this slide. It uses tight filters that allow the small molecules like sugar and water to pass through the filter, but the large molecules like the protein are blocked because they're too big. The Galaden technology is shown on the right-hand side. Galaden puts a negative charge on the filters, the same as the negative charge on the proteins. Because like charges repel, the proteins are retained, but the water and sugar can flow through. But because the proteins are now retained because of electrostatics, we can open up the pore size of the membrane and everything happens faster. So the sugar and water goes through 5 times faster, and the proteins are retained, not because they're too big, but because they're the same charge as the membrane, and like charges repel. The current market for the old style filters is $84 million, and these sell for about $30 per square meter. But our smart filters will increase the speed of the process and incur cost savings, and that will expand the market for specialty food proteins. So we expect a large growth potential. Galaden also makes positively charged filters. Galaden's positively charged filters can separate one protein from another, and that can't be done now with the old style filters. This animation shows why that's important. Cow's milk contains 2 proteins. The positively charged green dot protein, beta-lactoglobulin, and the uncharged purple dot protein, alpha-lactalbumin. The purple dot protein is in mother's milk, but the green dot protein is not. Babies fed the green dot protein can get really sick because their bodies are not used to that foreign protein. Our smart membranes can separate out the positively charged green dot protein because the filter is also positively charged and like charges repel. This allows our smart filter to remove the green dot protein from the purple dot protein, and then the purple dot protein can be used to make infant formula more like mother's milk, or what's called humanized infant formula. $400,000 has already been invested in Galaden and the research it's based on, from funding from the USDA, the Dairy Board, and from WARF. Galaden has 3 patents filed in the United States and worldwide, and 1 has issued. Galaden has scaled the technology up from lab scale to pilot plant scale, and made prototype charge filters that were successfully tested in the pilot plant for dairy protein manufacture. Gladden has a partner for the negatively charged filters used for protein concentration. I'm the CEO of Gladden and the inventor of the technology. I'm an expert in filter technology for the manufacture of specialty food proteins. I was a professor at UW-Madison for 31 years and left to found Gladden. Gladden is looking for strategic partners to develop the positively charged filters for the humanized infant formula marketplace. If you're interested in that, please contact us, and thank you for your attention.